ever stood beneath a clear night sky, looked up into the infinite void, and asked yourself the ultimate question? Among those billions of stars, across that endless black ocean, is there another pair of eyes looking right back at you? We dream of them. We build massive ears to listen for them. We are desperate to know that we are not alone in this dark room. But the universe isn't answering. For 60 years, we have screamed into the void, and the only thing we have heard is silence. Let's run the numbers. Just look at our own neighborhood, the Milky Way. Astronomers estimate there are up to 400 billion stars spinning in our galaxy. Based on data from the Kepler Space Telescope, we now know that about 1 in 5 Sun-like stars has an Earth-sized planet in the habitable zone. That means there could be 40 billion potential Earths out there. Right now. Now, let's be incredibly pessimistic. Let's assume life is rare, extremely rare. Let's say life only starts on 0.1% of those planets, and out of those, only 0.1% survive long enough to build a civilization like ours. Even with those tiny conservative odds, the math says there should still be 40,000 active civilizations in our galaxy alone. We should be swimming in their signals. We should see their megastructures blocking the stars. But when we turn on our receivers, zero. This silence is so deafening, it birthed the darkest theory in astrophysics, the Great Filter. The idea is simple. Maybe the universe isn't empty. Maybe it's just efficient at cleaning up. The theory suggests that somewhere between pond scum and starships, there is a barrier, a trap. Maybe life begins easily, but civilization is a suicide pact. Maybe as soon as a species gets smart enough to change its planet, it gets smart enough to destroy it. War, resource exhaustion, climate collapse. If the Great Filter is real, the galaxy is a graveyard, and we are just the latest ghost walking toward the open grave. So let's stop looking up for a moment. Let's turn our gaze back to here. This blue dot is the only lifeboat we know of. Earth is 4.5 billion years old. Consider the timeline. The first apes stood up and began the long walk to humanity about 6 million years ago. But actual civilization, written records, cities, the first empires, that has only existed for the last 6,000 years. Against that backdrop, the entire human story is just a single drop of water on the surface of an endless ocean. Is it really possible that in all those eons, we are the only ones, the only mind to wake up, the only hands to build? Or is the silence of the universe echoed by the silence of our own past? What if the Great Filter hasn't just killed aliens? What if it has already swept across this planet, not once, but many times? We think we are special. We think we are the first. But 3,000 years ago, the sages of ancient India told a different story. They called it the Kali Yuga, the age of darkness. They predicted a time when rulers will be like thieves and wealth will be the only measure of virtue. But here is the part that should make you uncomfortable. It's not just about the philosophy, it's about the math. In Hindu cosmology, a single day of the Creator is called a kalpa. The ancient texts define a kalpa as precisely 4.32 billion years. Now, ask a modern geologist how old the Earth is. The answer? Roughly 4.5 billion years. How did people in the Bronze Age, who didn't have telescopes, satellites, or carbon dating, come up with a number that matches the actual age of our planet almost perfectly? Was it a lucky guess? Or was it a memory? A memory of the Great Reset. This isn't just ancient mysticism anymore. It started in 2018 in a NASA office. Adam Frank, an astrophysicist, walked into the office of Gavin Schmidt, a world-class climatologist. Adam wanted to talk about aliens, but Gavin stopped him cold. He looked at Adam and asked a question that broke the timeline. Wait a second. You keep looking for dead civilizations in space, but how do you know, for a fact, that we are the first civilization right here on Earth? Adam was stunned. He realized he couldn't answer. This became the basis of their famous paper, the Silurian Hypothesis. This is a serious geological question. If a global industrial civilization existed millions of years ago, could we even find it? Now, if you are a sci-fi nerd, that name, Silurian, might ring a bell. Frank and Schmidt didn't name their theory after the geological period. They named it after Doctor Who. In a classic 1970 episode, the Doctor encounters an advanced race of reptilian humanoids. They ruled the Earth long before man, but when they saw a catastrophe approaching, they didn't leave the planet, they went underground. They put themselves in suspended animation, sleeping for millions of years, waiting for the Earth to recover, until we woke them up. It's a great story, but in reality, we aren't going to find sleeping lizards in bunkers. Frank and Schmidt used the name because it captures the core of the problem. If a species slept or died millions of years ago, would the Earth remember them, or would the planet simply recycle them? You might think, of course we'd find them. We'd find their roads, their plastic, their cities. That is your human arrogance talking. You are underestimating the violence of deep time. If you compress Earth's history into a single day, humans arrived at 11:59 p.m. and 58 seconds. What is our civilization made of? Concrete, steel, plastic. In 10,000 years, everything we built would be dust. In a million years, plate tectonics acts like a planetary shredder. It grinds the crust, melts it down, and spits it out as new rock. Earth is efficient at hiding bodies. Even fossils are a lottery ticket. Billions of T-Rexes lived on this planet. We have found about 30 complete skeletons. If a civilization lasted for 100,000 years, the same length as us, the chances of finding one of their bones, statistically zero. So, no iPhones, no statues, no bones. If we can't look for objects, what do we look for? Adam Frank and Gavin Schmidt realized the answer lies in chemistry, thermodynamics. You cannot build a civilization without energy, and you cannot use energy without waste. Whether you are a hairless ape, a smart dinosaur, or a hive-mind fungus, if you build an industry, you burn stuff. You dump carbon into the air. You dump chemicals into the water. And that leaves a mark, an isotopic fingerprint written into the rock itself. So, do we have any suspects? Actually, we do. 56 million years ago, something strange happened. It's called the PETM. Out of nowhere, the Earth's temperature spiked. Carbon flooded the atmosphere. The oceans turned acidic. It looks exactly like what we are doing to the planet today. Was it a natural volcano? Maybe. Or was it the exhaust pipe of a civilization that ruled the world and then vanished? Did they burn out, just like we are burning out? We aren't trying to prove that lizard people existed, but the Silurian hypothesis forces us to look in the mirror. It tells us that civilization might not be a straight line. It might be a cycle, a loop of rise and ruin. If there was someone before us, they left a crime scene. In the next episode, we are going to dig up the bodies. We're going to look for the technosignatures buried in the mud, from radioactive plutonium to the plastic layer we are leaving behind. We are going to find out if we are the first or just the next. History is darker after sunset. Subscribe to enter the archives. I'll see you in the dark.